Reb Noach's older brother and mentor, Reb Yaakov Weinberg, Zichron L'Vracha, once told me, you got to appreciate that Reb Noach is different than the rest of them. The Jewish nation has a lot of what we call askanim. Doers. Doers, these are people that make things happen. But that's what they're about. They're doers. It's almost as if they look around for causes because they've got to do. Yes, the Jewish nation's got lots of them. That's not what Reb Noach was. Reb Noach was a thinker. So the essence of Reb Noach was a Talmid Chacham, a thinker. He never stopped thinking. The difference, when he knew something was right, oh, did he know it was right. He wouldn't rest until he got it done. The pasuk was mentioned, there was a new king in Egypt who didn't know who Joseph was. Didn't understand that Joseph came to Egypt, saved the place from famine, built its economy, and wanted nothing in return. His brothers came and all they wanted was some grazing land. These are giving, unambitious people. This is the introduction to that blood libel, where Paro claims that the Jews are subversives trying to take over Egypt from the natives, from the ethnic Egyptians. If he only understood Yosef, he couldn't have done that. He didn't know Yosef. And yes, there's the opinion in the Gemara that he was not a new king. This Chadshu Gzeirosov, new decrees. But it says, Ashalo Yodas Yosef, he didn't know Yosef. He made himself as if he didn't know Yosef. Osa Atzma, he made himself as if he didn't know Yosef. But the verse says, Ashalo Yoda is Yosef. He didn't know Yosef. And the Balei Musar say, if there's anything you can ignore, you obviously don't know it. And that was Reb Noach. He was a thinker. But he really knew it. And this is what he would demand. His 5-finger clarity. Knowing it as well as you know that you've got 5 fingers, and if someone is going to prove to you that you have 6 on one hand, you don't bother counting. You know he's lying. Whatever number game he'll play on you, you know you've got 5 fingers. Reb Noach demanded clarity and clarity of himself. And it was so clear that he had to live with it at any expense. And he stopped at nothing. People are under the impression that Reb Noach, his thing was Kirov. His thing was outreach. Yeah, that was his thing. Everyone's got a thing. Reb Noach didn't have a thing. If he had a thing, you know what it was? Use your brains. That every time you study a Maimer Chazal, you open your Gemara, you open a Sefer, and the rabbi says something, 1 second, what are they telling you? Get the message. Live with it. Every message in Torah is transformational. Take it seriously. Not, yeah, nice thing to say over at the Shalashudas table. Is real. And of course, when you take Torah seriously, you recognize that nothing could be more important than seeing to it that the Jewish people knows what it's about. That the Jewish people know that there is a creator. The Jewish people know that there's right and there's wrong. That there's a purpose to life. And that purpose is closeness to the Creator, as reflected in every decision we make in life. This was Noach. He was invested in so many other things. It was hard for anyone to keep up with him. Rav Noach sponsored projects. Having yeshiva guys study the sheish mitzvahs tmidios, the 6 mitzvahs that the chinuch tells us we are required to be living with all the time, which of course include the basics of emunah. Regular yeshiva guys are studying Gemara all day. Do they know why they're studying Gemara? Do they know what it's about? He sponsored chaburis. He helped finance people writing sforim on areas of halacha that were untouched, including halachas of Torah study. It was he who encouraged me to disseminate the laws of Bein Adam Lachavero, between man and man. Which today are commonly studied. When it first started out, it was unheard of.
Check device power. 1. Turn on the device. If the power is not turned on, check the cable connection or select the connection grab button to know how to connect. To press the source button.
It's a message.
Today, the study of Bein Adam L'Chavero, it's all over the place. Started here. Started at Aish. He helped support families. People knew nothing about it. Wherever there was something he felt that a Jew had a responsibility for, he was there. Sent a group of his early students to go save America for what he felt was a candidate that was dangerous to humanity. Ronald stopped at nothing. And he was always thinking. It was difficult to work with him because he was always thinking and there was always something new. And we got to try this, we got to try that. And he'd meet people and hire them. He'd meet people in the airport, hire them. Oh, he can save the world. We got to hire. And by the way, he did collect all sorts of talented people. But he's always thinking and always re-asking questions and always trying to find new solutions. And above all, he demanded of us that we use our brains. His favorite phrase was, check it out. Yeah, because that's what Jews do. What do you mean, because that's what Jews do? Does it make sense? Do you know what you're doing? Life decisions. Life decisions. People make the most insane decisions. He used to say the battle for life is the battle for sanity. Yes, Rav Noach was a thinker. He was a Talmid Chacham. He wasn't asking. He wasn't looking for causes. He did what was right. It's a tough one to follow. He was never satisfied with us. Every one of us around him. We got slapped. Where's your Yirah Shamayim? Where's your fear of heaven? If you had real fear of heaven, you'd figure it out. You know how to get things done. So we're trying. We're trying, and there are new circumstances. It's a different world. We've got to remind ourselves at least once a year. And as Rav Noach would put it, all right, okay, give yourself a pat on the back. Got another couple of people to believe in God, all right. What are you going to do about the Jewish people? We're talking millions. In his thinking, he was so creative. And I guess, more than anything else, he was the one that came up with packaging Torah. Packaging Torah. This is not just marketing, packaging. 5 levels of pleasure. 48 ways to rest. 6 constant mitzvahs. Everyone walked around. I've got what to sell. I know exactly what to give over. Because that was strategic. He would teach. All right, you'd hear his wise words. And now what are you going to teach? Everyone walked away with packages. Packages of classes, packages of answers, packages of the meaning of life. And he was so creative. In his last days, Rav Noach looked at himself as a failure. He said, yeah, up in the world to come, I'll get a lot of rewards. True, I saved so many Jews. But in my mission of changing the face of Jewry, I failed. To some degree, I would disagree. The concept of a Baal Tshuva pretty much didn't exist. The Kirov movement didn't exist. Reb Noach definitely changed the face of Jewry. The job wasn't completed. But he left that to us. And because the world has changed so much and technology has made it so much smaller, it may even be possible. Hashem should help. We should remember the message. Remember. Remember Reb Noach screaming at us, where's your Yirah Shamayim? Remember the goal. Remember what we live for. And with the help of heaven, we'll go on to do what everyone told Reb Noach was impossible. To really bring emunah to every Jew wherever he is. Reb Noach's chus and his memory inside all of us. We should accomplish that and really earn the Geula Shalema and feel good that we brought it and know that we didn't lose any Jews in the process.